Wars have always been a fundamental part of human history, to an extent that philosophers put forward their assertion that wars are a vital element of human existence. And that's true. To explain such a fundamental concept, there can't be a better book than The Art of War. So, stick till the end to know everything there is. The Art of War is considered among the best texts ever written on war and related strategies. Composed by Sun Tzu, a Chinese general, military strategist, and writer, this book is a mix of all the great advice and strategies related to war and life. And without any further ado, let's get started. Sun Tzu was a great warrior and a commander of the army in Wu state. He conquered the capital of Chu state because of the excellent tactics and strategies that he implemented as the commander of his army. After winning the war, he wrote this great book, which for years has been a source of guidance for both military strategists and people holding key positions. This book contains all the critical snippets from Sun Tzu's experiences both on the battleground and as a commander. Giving the context of Sun Tzu was important to provide some solid grounds. There is a reason that this book is considered the best text when it comes to strategy. There is something in it that even after several decades have passed, the text is relevant. The book is divided into 13 chapters, each dedicated to different tactics and strategies that a person in control might need to understand to attain results in his favor. Following the principles shared in the book, you can surely win a war, but these are also great rules to help you win in life, which I guess is much more important. As with everything, war starts with a sound plan. So does the first chapter of the book, which tells us about how to lay plans to win the war. In warfare, half of the war is won if you have a great plan. If you have great military power or heavy artillery, they will surely help you win the war, but if your plans are not solid enough, then no power on this earth can help you on the battleground. Besides, Sun Tzu is a great proponent that all war is deception. If you are good at deceiving your enemy, then there will not be much left at your enemy's end to fight for. Get your deception game up and do this so stealthily that while you position your soldiers at the strategic points, your enemy must be thinking that you are sleeping. As Tzu says, appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. The impressive thing about this book is how every chapter smoothly slips into the next one while building on the prior point discussed. This fourth chapter of the book discusses tactical disposition. Tzu stresses the point that when in battle, secure yourself first. Plan or use deceptive strategies, but whatever you do, make sure that you are secure, and your enemy will not be able to defeat you. Once done, wait for your enemy to make mistake. The inability of your enemy to harm you will make him restless, and when that happens, just wait for the moment in which the enemy makes any mistake. Don't miss the opportunity when it comes to you. Rest, everything will automatically play in your favor. In a straightforward fight, even with the biggest force, lots of your weak spots are exposed to the enemy. Trust me, that's going to cost you a lot, so instead, use approaches that will expose your enemy's weakest spots, and then all it takes is one hit to shatter down your enemy's forces, once you know where to hit. But don't get too busy finding a weakness in your enemy that you forget to create harmony among the ranks of the army. Researching the enemy gets half the job done, but if your standing army is not unified, well, best of luck with the war. 'Cause tactics are important, but all sorts of tactics will fail to deliver until the army is on one page. For example, if your army is heading into unfamiliar territory, then make sure they know where they are headed. That's what Tzu called the strategy of maneuvering in his book. But again, wars can't be defeated just by the armies. The role of generals and commanders is very crucial in deciding the results of the war. That's where understanding the variation in tactics comes in. If a general is very well versed in tackling different situations and does not commit grave mistakes like recklessness, cowardice, or got a bad temper, then your chances of returning victorious are already very high. That being said, the part where Tzu focuses on correcting the internal dynamics is pretty much delivered. Now the book provides insights into what to do once in a battleground. Because it eventually depends upon you whether that ground is going to be a death ground for the armies or a winning ground. And to explain the art of war once you are in the game, Tzu provides the following suggestions. Starting with his deep insights on how to reduce the risk of a sudden attack from the enemy, he suggested keeping the armies vigilant. He named this tactic the Army of the March and dedicated a complete chapter explaining tactics like where to camp and how to trace a spy. For example, If you see a bird flying out of bushes, there is a chance that someone's sending news about you. Go and take a look. This is just one of the tactics explained. The next 2 chapters are even more interesting. As in one which Tzu calls terrain, he explains how the soldiers can benefit from terrain if they understand it. And the next chapter is the 9 situation, which tells that there are 9 types of terrains that armies can face and provides relevant tactical approaches to benefit from each. Now that we are already in the attacking zone, why not talk about one approach that you can greatly benefit from? That is, the attack by fire. The chapter name literally explains the thing. Tzu says, fire can be a great weapon to burn down your enemies by attacking their resources using fire, which can help you get a win without even a fight. And the last strategy presented in the book for winning the war is the use of spies. Spies have always been the best resource an empire can have. They might cost you some hefty dollars out of your pockets, but you will still be better off by avoiding the damage of the war. And if you know anything about wars, then you'll already know the damage wars can cost you. This was The Art of War by Sun Tzu explained. By now you must understand why this book is so valuable. Worldwide, this book is available in several languages. Obviously, there is a reason for that.